But our casters here are ready to go, so I say we jump into the round 4 clash. Skulmok versus Swolelax. Cannot wait to see what these casters will bring into the top teams.
Yes, absolutely.
So now the only question is we have to figure out who's going first. And it looks like Skulmok has won the die roll. So we have an Astrabit cast out. Immediately we love Astrabit. Everyone put your bunnies in chat for Astrabit. We get the top, place a bet on how many cards he sets.
Ooh. Oh, so far we're just seeing one. Yeah.
Wow. Seems like one has really been confident. You guys know that Hurricane isn't in the game yet. You can set 2 or 3.
They just know that it's imminent and they're trying to get ready for the eventuality of Hurricane.
We have a Flurmine coming up. What? What? Arcturus is back?
Is that an Arcturus? Are we seeing another Frost deck right now?
That's insane. I'm so excited. So we have 2 top players, previous champions, both believing in Frost. Frostfall buyouts happening now.
Absolutely incredible. Oh, and the PTA coming from Skulmok's side. We only had one set, but it was potent and was exactly what Skulmok needed to save that Astrabit, because Arcturus, with the ability to expend Frost and buff up attack by 3, would have given it the ability to swing right over that bunny.
Yeah, the Arcturus is going to go down. I think in terms of spirit cost, this is definitely in Swolax's favor. Is the PTA going to be paid out? Yes, it will. So even board here, one face down for Swolax. I would love if it's also PTA. That would just be funny to me. But this is exciting to see. We have another Frost player from Swolax, and we get to see more Frost tech going into this new meta as Swolax hits the field for Skulmok.
And is that a small Tuga right there?
Wait,
are we looking at fire?
Did I say Swolax hits the field?
Swolax has hit the field.
I meant Swoltuga.
This new format is going crazy.
Yo, we got now you know what I just spoke into existence? Swolax getting his divine rune created.
The divine rune.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Elestriad Season 4, you foretelling here? Who can say?
Call me Apollo. Absolutely. Smoltuga is going to hit in for 1/1. Flurmine goes to the underworld, and it is now go back to Swolax's favor. But notably, no back row for Skulmok, so he is absolutely vulnerable. As Narpoon is not only threatening the Smoltuga, but gets a Frost search from Swolax's deck. Cryoling in Morphrost, maybe a Morphrost Indus.
Possibly. And also notably, we did see Smoltuga go ahead and grab a Nekruff. So on Skulmok's side, we might be looking at a fire versus frost situation here. And he did grab, yes, that gorgeous Stellar Morphrost.
Yes, it's going to be allowed. That's a really good card to pull off of Narpoon, because not only is it getting a bunch of Elestrals in the underworld for a Moralith cast out later on, but you're also going to be able to get likely Abominable and Indus in your hand as well.
Absolutely. And
we have an animation for it. Look at it. It's so cute.
So cute. They're all running around.
I didn't know we had an animation. Now we need more Frost play.
Yeah, we need people to play Frost so that we can see really cute animations that we don't normally get to see.
Yeah, now I want to know what else we have animations for. Do we have a Centauri animation?
Just start throwing stuff in decks to see what you can get them to animate.
It looks like that's a Stella, but I can't quite pull out which one that is. Is that an Indus?
I am not quite sure. It's either that or I don't think it's in a bomb. Is it in a bomb?
No, I don't think it was in a bomb. And I think that was only one as well. Didn't add in 2 more Frosts. Very interesting. But it is going to run over the Smoltuga, 2 back rows set for Swolax. So even though Nekruff is in hand, I think Swolax may be comfortable here as well.
We have confirmation it was in fact an Indus form. So that is incoming.
Interesting. Nekruff is going to be cast out. It is Water Puppy, the most misenchanted Elestral in the game.
Lumaru is attempting to take up that mantle now, but Nekruff has been holding it down for multiple releases here.
Yes, base set too strong. We have a Shield of Achilles bouncing the Nekruff back.
Okay.
So, wanting to protect the Narpoon on field. I think this is a very safe trade. Is that the hand of Skulmok or a face down? That's a face down as well. So not completely defenseless this turn, but you have to wonder in this situation, is that just a bluff?
For Skulmok's sake, knowing that all of these Morphrosts are going to start kicking off the engine, I hope that Skulmok has an answer to that, because once Morphrost gets going, it is terrifying.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Indus have a ability as well when it's destroyed? It destroys a face down back row room.
So the exact wording is when you cast this Morphrost, expend Frost in order to search your deck for up to 2 Morphrost, send them to your underworld. When this Morphrost is destroyed in battle, you can target and destroy a face down rune. So
Okay.
yes, absolutely. So Morphrost at this point, not a huge body on board. Skulmok could definitely, like, we know that Nekruff is in hand coming out. It is able to swing over either one of these, but Swolelax does have that one additional back row set.
That's a properly enchanted
Properly
Nekruff.
enchanted. We're going to see some burn here.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Tsunami? It is Tsunami.
The one time that we don't have a water puppy. And this is why you misenchant.
I understand the idea of wanting to get more spirit advantage, but man, was that a worse time to have Tsunami be live. And the Cryoblast.
And then to Cryoblast. My goodness gracious.
Oh man, Cryoblast sniping out the Nekruff, putting that to the underworld, and interestingly, Swolelax does put the Indus to defense here. Cast out attack position Astrabbit. You think he's digging for a back row to protect Astrabbit, or already has one in hand?
I am not sure, but it's never a good sign whenever you see an attack rabbit hit the field. That's when you know you are on the back foot.
Yes, absolutely. You are 100% correct. I like that Swolelax just counted his spirits. I want to believe that one of his top 3 is an Ambrosia. He is behind on spirits, although after this attack, he will be much closer in spirits. So the 2 questions here is, does he have Ambrosia in his hand now? And does he have a back row to protect his Astrabbit?
And are we looking at possibly Cryoling in this deck at some point?
Wait. Oh, right. The Indus got swapped to defense from the Tsunami. He put it back to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought I saw him doing it his turn. I was confused, but I get it.
It might have been after the fact that it got moved. But
hey,
yes.
By the way, you're not water enchanted as well, so it makes sense. But we have 8 points of damage going into Skulmok, and now he's definitely in a bad position. Let's see how they adjust going into this next turn. You gotta hate Arcalith now being at 1 now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
And Arresting will do it. That is one of the best cards to help you get back in the game. Such a great value, only a 1 cost, and you get to destroy an Elestral, and we see that Morphrost go down the Indus form.
Not only getting that monster off the field, an Elestral off the field, but also protecting his back row. Is that a Rumagem?
I think it's a Rumacole. I think we're looking at Rumacole now.
Rumacole. What do we search here? Forge or Stoke the Forge?
Oh.
Let's see what it uses to add here. Like, you gotta assume that it's going to be looking at the other hand. I think that is Stoke.
I think you're right. I can see the forge being open in the middle, which I believe is the Stoke.
So that does make me believe that Volcanic Forge is already in hand. And we talked about this early on, like before round 1, where Stadium Wars aren't as big in the meta right now. So if Volcanic Forge sticks, that means that Skulmok, the majority of Skulmoks, that is going to be potent. And there is the Volcanic Forge as well, likely searching out a Kinleo. This is going to be an exciting next few turns for Skulmok.
Absolutely. We might be seeing the comeback. We said it would take a lot to come back, and a lot just happened.
Mm-hmm. So many cards played. Rumacole into Stoke the Forge, playing Forge, Volcanic Forge. Stoke searching out, I want to believe that's Kinleo, the base art there.
That is what that looks like, yeah.
So, I mean, we have a lot of plays now in store for Skulmok. With that back row, hopefully that back row is live, because
and it is a shield. Okay.
You know what? You remember when Swole was saying that shield never resolves and never played? What
never resolves.
He's done it twice.
See, I think that this is a rules for thee and not for me situation for Swole, which seems to be pretty consistent.
Right. Swole is dad. Swole is dad. You do as the parent says, not as they do. Got it.
Absolutely.
Makes sense. Getting PTSD, but it's all good. But yeah, the Shield of Achilles, that's the second one played by Swole, protecting his Elestrals, keeping him with board presence. And
oh, here's that Cryoling coming out, and I believe is that the Shattered Stars art?
I believe that is a Shattered Stars art. Do we see the Ascension?
We must have enough in the underworld to be able to ascend.
Looks like you're gonna have a Gorgon's Gaze there.
Oh,
I didn't. It was flipped too fast for me to see, but I want to assume it is Gorgon's Gaze to stop the Ascension there, which is really good because now there's a chance to take it out on his turn. Oh wait, did he pay off of the Forge?
He did pay off of the Forge, so Forge is gone. That's really interesting.
And Ambrosia giving me heal up. So that calls out the Astrabit search earlier where we saw them counting the Spirit deck. Swolax was, considering, do I want to add this to my hand right now? I want to believe that was the add off of the Astrabit. Putting him back up 7-4, threatening 3 points of damage on Skulmok right now, which means he can cast out the Kinleo, but this is looking like the end of the game. Like he needs to have Ambrosia in hand, Kinleo to get the field, and some way to nexus on the to Kinleo or with Kinleo to destroy an Elestral, which will likely be that Cryoling. If not, that will likely be game.
And even then, this is Swolax's field is pretty built up. We don't see any back row, but I mean that Cryoling is huge right now. And
correction, only 2 attacks because it was Gorgon's Gaze. But yes, Eddie is going to come out, Kay.
Eddie, and it's misenchanted.
Oh, that's not great.
Very interesting. It's a fire Eddie.
I think that might just be
Are we seeing okay.
Unfortunate.
You know what? I have to respect that Skulmok said, you know what? I am going to put a fire Eddie down on the board
Fire
right
Eddie! Now. I wish you could choose to go first or second after you saw your hand. Is that a mulligan again?
A mulligan.
You know what? I can see this happening with fire sometimes. I wonder exactly what that hand looked like. But in this sort of matchup, I don't know if you really want to be mulliganing against... But then again, it's tough because Frost is, again, an element we haven't seen much of. Maybe this is okay. But, with fire having such little or diminished ability to heal in this game, a mulligan early on is pretty tough. So look, the thumbs up comes out from Swolax, and I'm assuming that Skulmok will be going first. Hopefully we can see either an Astrabit or a Smoltuga. Thinning your deck is always great and allows you to get to something early. Instead, we see an Expend to Draw.
An Expend to Draw. Oh my goodness. Starting out 3 spirits down. That is going to take a lot to come back from.
That face down needs to be Poison Tip Arrow or Shield of Achilles to keep himself with Elestral advantage or not going in disadvantage here. Elechick! We have a Divine Search here.
I'm thinking it's not a Gorgon's Gaze if we don't see it activate right here because Elechick is scary, especially when it can go and get whatever divine it wants. And I wonder... Zeus! Okay. Very interesting. That one of Zeus. And I wonder if Swole is running Keone as well.
That's what I was kind of hoping for. I think Keone's a divine that is still very potent, especially in Frost strategies. But Swole being Swole, the professor is teaching us that not everything is as it seems. So we're gonna have to see exactly how this plays out. But now Skulmok has to play with the knowledge that Zeus is in hand, which means that if there's you need a big hitter to deal with that. Otherwise, you're going to be trading with the Lestrals turn for turn. Eddie cast out is going to be threatening switching in the Elechick to defense, and it looks like it goes through K.
Yeah, that ability absolutely goes through. This could be a bait to... No, Elechick is going to go down. Swolax is going to let that happen. I have to wonder what that set is. Or maybe Elechick has done his job, and it's just time for him to go rest in the underworld.
Once you search out the divine, especially one as powerful as Zeus, you don't really need the Elechick around. It's still nice as a body, but you absolutely don't need the Eddie around as well, or Swolax doesn't need it, as a Cryoblast immediately puts it down. And now a Thunder Spirit is being cast out for Astrabit. No negation from it, I'm assuming, for Skulmok. No, we do have a Gorgon's Gaze being played.
Gorgon's Gaze. Okay, and that was the second time Swolax has played a rabbit in attack in these games. which is very scary. Swolelax is playing very aggro with this Frost deck.
Yes, Astrabit is a very potent card. Again, typically a 3-of in most decks, especially with setting another back row. He knew he could protect him in some way. We saw Tsunami be played out before, so maybe consider a Water Enchanted Elestral this time. As we see, is that Spectrus? That's Spectrus! I love that art.
Oh, okay, very interesting.
Not Water Enchanted either. I don't
No, that is properly enchanted, I think.
I don't see the value in a properly enchanted Spectrus right now. Ambrosia coming out from Skulmok already, which makes sense. He is down 12 spirits to 17. So
yes.
We'll have to see how it goes. He's going to bring himself to 14. Let's see what he heals up. Fire, water.
Okay.
And I'm assuming another fire at this point. Yeah, another fire. 2 fires in the water. But if you had a water, if you're going to bring back a water, why not bring out for the Spectre? We'll have to see how this attack goes. But I feel like he's really hoping. I don't know. I just feel like a properly enchanted Hephaestus. That divine's not limited.
No, you can have 3 Hephaestus if you want. And there is the animation. I love a redhead. I really do.
My king. We have Hephaestus who are going to be searching out, or likely searching out, a divine. We don't have a Kinley on field. Necklace of Harmonia. Okay, so we have Argo build confirmed now.
Very interesting. I wonder if this is going to be used, if Necklace is going to be used as Necklace, or if this is simply a Nexus bank. I have to imagine that they're going to equip it.
It's likely going to be played as the Nexus bank for later. You can also just utilize Hephaestus as a Nexus bank. So it's interesting to see that be played out right now. But maybe, and this is a guess, maybe this is his counter for the Zeus that's in Swolelax's hand.
Oh, that's very true. You could possibly, like you said, if we see an Argo trip Swolelax up on the attack declaration, possibly see maybe turn the tides, be able to knock something out in return after that.
We'll see how it goes. You also got to wonder if the face down that was just set was a bluffed out Harmonia.
Oh, yeah. Very interesting. And
Morlith.
Yes. There we go.
Morlith hitting the field. Is it going to be a mill of 5? Is it going to be a negation? I think Swolelax is questioning that right now. It's going to be a mill of 5. Otherwise, Ambrosia in the shield. PTA.
That didn't feel great.
No, my heart broke. Like Ambrosia being the top, Rabbit being the last. Man.
Yeah, and the fact that shield and PTA were in between. And
Altar.
we see that an altar. Okay.
So we're going to be... Hold.
Okay.
See, now in this instance, I feel like that's a mistake because you're not going to be able to get over the Morlith without a properly enchanted Spectrus.
Well, we do have that Necklace of Harmonia, which could absolutely give us enough power to swing over it.
At the cost of 2 spirits at the end of the turn, though, so the value wouldn't be there.
It is very expensive, that is for sure. It depends on how much of a threat you consider this Morlith, which I think you have to consider it a pretty big threat.
I probably would have paid off of my out of my spirit deck and just Nexus the extra spirit onto the Spectrus to keep it properly enchanted, or just cast out a second one. I'm sorry, I was unaware of your game.
Okay, let's go, Skulmok. And that one is also, that one is properly enchanted after the Nexus. The other one is not. And it is PTA'd. Swole said, yes, I did have to mill one of my PTAs, but I didn't really care because I already had one set. So.
Man. And now that takes away the initial play, and now the Harmonia has to be played. Wait a minute, how does this work? Harmonia is going to go, I'm assuming, onto the PTA Spectrus. It attacks in. Does Harmonia trigger first, or does PTA trigger first in the end phase? I think Harmonia triggers first because of turn priority.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
But it looks like he put the Harmonia onto the Spectre, the misenchanted Spectrus.
I guess we'll see at the end of this turn when Swolelax pays out for that PTA if the necklace also disappears.
No? Interesting. Yeah, because now that one is attacking, so he's going to take 1.
Yeah.
But now Skulmok has to burn 2. So he does have a non-attacking Spectres on the field, but that's just an Arcturus Crash.
Oh,
is that an altar?
I think it was another altar, and we are saving the spirit from the Spectaris that was going to go down in the first place, saving that, bringing it over onto the other Spectaris, possibly for a Nexus Bank.
I understand wanting to save the spirits, but in that scenario, if you had altar set, I think there's value in keeping altar around. I probably would have paid off the 2 spirits there. I mean, that lots of nuance that can go on there, but man, what an interesting way to save that. Looks like that the Shattered Stars Cryoling as well. Do we see the Ascension? I guess we're counting for the Frost real quick, but Cryoling is on the field, and we're questioning the Ascension. And looks
Here
like
it
is going to be.
Oh, a big Cryovern.
Misenchanted.
Yep, to play around that tsunami. Very smart.
Man. So now he's got to question what that back row is. I just want to point this out. Zeus has yet to hit the field.
That's true. Swolelax grabs Zeus. I think turn 1?
Turn 1, I believe. Yeah, it just has not been utilized yet.
And has yet.
So still, that silver bullet is in his back pocket. Insane play from Swolelax's game. Counting the spirits, he's at 13. Shout out to producer for keeping this. I'm sorry, for 11. Shout out to producer for keeping it on stream. And now we have to hit in no damage thanks to 2 spirits being on the Spectres. But you see here, thanks to the preemptive plays from Skulmok, getting rid of the properly enchanted Spectres, utilizing the Necklace to get over the Morlith, but then utilizing the altar to get rid of it. He took out all of his options to defend himself here, and
Absolutely.
now he's in a situation having to expend the draw, I believe.
Mm-hmm, that was an expend,
and it's just stuck facing a 2 enchanted Cryover.
Very, very interesting. And I think we have word that the necklace was, in fact, just for clarification, empowering the Fire Spectaris. So that altar was actually to prevent having to burn those 2 at the end of turn.
Yeah. And
so that was a very good play, I would say.
And then another Morlith. Look at, no! Oh,
wow.
That hurt. That was 2 Gorgon's Gaze in the PTA for sure.
Oh my goodness. I have to wonder how Swole is feeling about these 2 Morliths.
I mean, I feel like he has to be fine considering he's up 9-4. But this has been an insane game right now. What can Skulmok do? He has an Astrabit. It does not have the defense. This is the rare case where Astrabit's defensive prowess is not enough. Those top 3 cards need to be gold.
Yes, unfortunately, Rabbit is incredibly vulnerable here. I don't know if we're looking for... have we seen Laurels this game? I think we saw it last game.
I'm pretty sure it got milked last game. We saw it by Skulmok last game as well. We did not see it this game.
But even there, it's hard to imagine what Skulmok could be hoping to see here to come back from this 3-9 spirit count here with such an intimidating board state over on Swolelax's side. If
there's an ambrosia to be played, now's the time. Otherwise, this looks like to be your last solid turn, Skulmok. But this has been rough. I think it's more so that turn with the double Spectrus that I think put him back too far. He utilized too many of his back row, and I'm assuming that's they're not discounting spirits. Ambrosia is the set, so there we go. Puts him back up to 5 and allows him to fix his spirit deck a little bit. We can kind of infer what options he may have available. Thunder, water, earth. Can he protect the Astrabit? Earth and fire, yes. Can he protect the Astrabit at all this turn? Is he planning for an Eddie play? Eddie wouldn't do anything here.
Yeah,
interesting set.
I'm not sure. We might just be stopping the bleeding a little bit with that Ambrosia. I can't imagine what can stand up against a Cryovern and a Morlith at this point in time.
Is that Keon? Keon!
Oh my gosh, I was hoping we would see her.
So we saw Zeus and Keon. That's why he did not search out Keon.
And
already had
here comes Arcolith again, is what was added back. Is Arcolith coming out? Yes.
Arcturus is going to be dropping up to the 6. We cover for each other, okay?
Yeah, I appreciate you, PK.
And that's going to be 4 hits in, and This one is looking like a wrap. We have to see exactly how this one plays out. Is there another Ambrosia in hand? Does he have a major Kinleo play and then crash into the... No, that wouldn't. I think that secures the game.
I think even then, yeah, we might be looking at game. That was... This has been an incredible display from Frost. This has been so fun to see.